me to discuss this is
Joy Ugben. It is a program that discusses various national and international matters.
A Nigerian should be able to live and work in a hospitable and safe environment in the north or south or east or west of Nigeria.
We cannot have a country where politicians do things and get away with them and expect that the citizens will do otherwise.
Daily Communion for the love of God and neighbor.
Well, hello and welcome to this episode of the Daily Communion. In this episode, we have a lot of interesting updates that will get you glued to this channel. Please don't go away. With me to present this program is
Joy Ugben. Good morning and thanks for joining us. Like you said, we have quite a number of activities lined up to do a bit of entertaining and keeping you informed this beautiful morning. Remember that you can now watch us on GoTV channel 115 and on your social media. I beg your pardon, on our social media handles being displayed on your screen. We will begin the show right away as we begin the day with daily affirmation. Afterwards, we join Nelly, who is standing by for health tips. Stay with us and don't go away.
We come to our times today where you have certain churches that have relegated the worship of God to the background and promote some kind of doctrine, prosperity doctrine, some kind of doctrine that distracts from the message of the gospel of Christ. I believe that is an idol of jealousy because it distracts from our unalloyed attention to God, our relationship with God. It comes first and foremost before any other occupation or preoccupation. God is the one who deserves our undivided worship, our undivided attention. And I pray that the blessings of God will be with you throughout your day and lead you closer and closer to Him. God bless you.
Welcome to Health Tips on the Daily Communion. It is very vital that we take care of our health. We always say on this program that if you don't take care of your health, who will? Sickness will evade your body like plagues and cut your life short. So it is expedient that you take care of your body. Today on Health Tips, we're doing hypertension. Hypertension, also known as high blood pressure, is a medical condition where the blood pressure in the arteries is persistently elevated. It's not supposed to be persistently elevated. It's supposed to maintain a level. But when it's persistently elevated, you are in danger, and it is called high blood pressure, which leads to hypertension. Now, how do you know when you're getting hypertensive or your blood pressure is getting elevated? You begin to feel headaches. These are the first things you will notice in your body. I always tell you on this program that headache itself is not a is not a sickness. It's actually a symptom of an underlying sickness. It's a symptom leading you to something else. So if you begin to feel headache persistently, know that there is a danger. The next thing you will experience will be dizziness. You're feeling dizzy all the time, then you begin to feel like, okay, now you begin to bleed from your nose. It's called nosebleeds. And you begin to feel that, you know that no, something is wrong. And then you begin to feel fatigue all the time. You'll be feeling tired, fatigue. Then other times you'll be feeling confused, so confused you don't even know. Little things just confused you. Then you should know that your life is somehow in danger and you have to seek help. What are the causes of this hypertension? Sometimes we get it from our genes, we get it from our parents, father, mother, or from any family member. Sometimes it is just genetics. You get it from a family member. And sometimes it is as a result of obesity. Measures you can take to take care of hypertension. You have to regularly monitor your blood pressure, regularly manage and monitor your blood pressure, and maintain a healthy weight too. Obesity is not good for anyone. Then you also have to regularly exercise. Get involved in physical activity. Also get enough sleep. Don't take too much salt. I keep repeating on this program, excess salt is not good for your system. Then make sure you get enough sleep. Avoid smoking. I keep saying all the time, avoid smoking, avoid smoking, avoid smoking. Avoid taking excessive alcohol. If you notice any of these symptoms that I've mentioned, it is time to consult your doctor so that they can help plan out a personalized management plans for hypertension if you're already down with it. We believe that this information is at your fingertips and you will make the best of it. Now, let's go again to our exercise session so that we can keep fit.
Good morning, welcome to the morning drill as usual with your favorite coach, Abba. So we are drilling on cardio fitness with Abba Fitness. And don't forget to follow me on my Instagram page, which is Abba Fitness. Today we'll be taking on a side box kick punching, which as usual, I'll be taking on the advanced workout.
I'll be taking you guys on the modified program of the side punches. And also, don't forget my Instagram page, Raf King.
So let's go.
Take it up. Enjoy it. Shaya, one, two. With a smile. Sandra, give me that beautiful smile. Yes, I like that. Yes, Tiri. Welcome back. Sha.
if you are just joining us, is the discussion segment on Daily Communion on Catholic Television of Nigeria, reaching you from Nigeria's capital city, Abuja. Remember that you can now watch us on GoTV channel 115 and on our social media handles being displayed on your screen. Women equal participation in leadership is essential to achieving the 2030 Sustainable Development Goal. But however, women are underrepresented in decision-making worldwide, and this will definitely tamper with achieving the goal at set time. Today we'll be taking a look at the role of women in leadership. And joining us in our studio this morning is Edward Sandra, who is a communication strategist, an entertainer, and an event planner. Thanks for joining us on Daily Communion.
Thank you for having me.
Okay. So, I will begin by asking, do women have a role to play in leadership? Do women have a specific role to play in leadership?
That's, if you ask me, I'm just saying that it's not a question that should be, contested. Because, this is a Catholic TV, so we can bring it back a little bit spiritually. There is no leadership without a woman. Trust me on that. Because right from the word go, women had always played leadership but in the back scene. Because like most people say, that behind every successful man, there is a woman. So they've been playing it. So the role of women in leadership can never ever be overemphasized. So women, it is not something that should be a question, because it is very, very vital. It's very important. Because women are naturally strategists. That is how God has created us. Women are very multitasking. That is how God has created us. Women know how to proffer solutions to problems, just looking at the problem in itself. So I feel like in every segment of any form of organization, be it, organization, country, name it, the role of women can never ever be overemphasized.
They have a specific role.
Always general. I always tell people this, if you want to listen to me, like there's no competition. It's all about what you can bring to the table. And women, they have the same role just like the man has. They do. Now, if you ask me how, women are, how will I call it? We know how to make things happen behind the scene. Behind the scene most times. When given the opportunity, we come out and then we excel. Because we can name them. Just, okay, let's leave it to our own space, Nigeria. We have our roles to play. For status, let's not forget that the home is an organization, right? So when you make a home, you make a community. When you make a community, you make a country. So when you begin by setting the standards in your house, it translates to the entire public. So we do have making sure that things are done the right way.
Okay, so women have a role to play in leadership.
Of course they do.
Okay, and coming down to Nigeria, have they given that opportunity to play that role in leadership?
When I hear this, I feel Nigeria is a democratic country. So it's about the people. I think the culture, our country, the people in Nigeria, they've not matured to that level where they think that a woman can represent them properly. But I feel like it's a gradual thing. We're getting there. Prior to this time, we never had women in House of Rep. We never had women in the Senate. We never had a woman who was a governor. If you look at it back in the day, not just in Nigeria, look at the entire world space. But gradually, women are beginning to penetrate. So I think that women out there, it is a challenge for us that when we're given opportunities to represent women, we have to deliver. Because it is, I will always say, it's not about the man, it's not about the woman, but it's about what can you bring to the table? What can you deliver? What do you have upstairs? What change can you make? Because leadership is all about change. If there's no change, then there's no leadership.
Okay, I would like to ask you, how are women influencing the national or community development in Nigeria differently from the men?
Oh, if you ask me, you just said this and then some few thoughts came to mind. You know what Ngozi did during her time? She changed the entire space of finance. The sector. She came and then there was reform. You can remember Dora, of blessed memory. You know what she did during her time. She came and then she transformed the whole of NAFDAC. Chimamanda, she's doing a lot for us greatly through writing because you can do a lot. She understands it. So I'm just saying that women are already doing things. So I just feel like we should just keep at it. Because when you keep hitting the wall with a hammer, just with that hammer sledge, gradually, one day it's going to come down. So women are doing a lot. I was just even thinking about, what's her name? Mrs. Amina Mohammed. That is, yes. She's doing great. I mean, they're doing great in their own space. And they're making Nigerians proud. So I think we are doing things. And then these are people who are well known. There are women who are doing things in their own little spaces that you don't know. Some people don't, they are not, they're not renowned enough. So, but women are doing a lot. Come back to this space. Go to churches. Who are the people? Who are the movers? They are the women. Women are the ones moving the church. I always sit down, okay, recently we just celebrated the Women's Day. You can see what happened. I'm sure if you go around the entire Catholic Church, you'll see a lot of things at work. Women displayed, it was fun, it was really motivating. But yet, when it is now the men's turn, I'm not saying that. They begin to say, nobody say anything about the women, about the men. No. It is you have to make it happen. So women are people who make things happen. It is natural with us. It just comes. Whether a girl child that is growing, or the full mature woman, she has a lot inside of her to give.
But we realize that a lot of women tend to complain that in doing all these things, they meet a lot of barriers. Can you give us your own personal experience about the barriers that you have met, and you use the sledgehammer gently to hit it until it gave way? Okay, I used to work, I worked in the public sector. So that is a play. Whether you want to you want to bring it back to, how I put it, status quo, as to, can she, but I would say that for whatever reason, I think I've been lucky enough. I've not really had men who had really, really tried to trample on me or to make me feel like, hey, I cannot do anything. It is natural, like I said. I always use the word natural because I am a very realistic person. So if someone is coming at me, I'm not looking at it from the gender aspect. I'm looking at it, where am I going wrong? What it is I can do better. So if you ask me, yes, there are challenges, and I see other men have the same encounter just like I do. So why is it not me saying, because I'm a woman? So I think that women should come out of that stereotype. When people come at you, when they come up with maybe some challenges or some barriers, or try to talk you down or try to bring you down in whatever form, do not always bring the feminist thing in front of it. Take it as you, a human, and then this is just a challenge, another challenge you need to surmount. Because I see men go through the same thing. We women talk ourselves down. Men talk to men, talk men down. So, in general, for me, it's my opinion. Whenever this problem, this challenge comes, yes, I know there's this thing about, because we are cultural, this is Nigeria, this is Africa, you cannot take our culture from us. And the environment either makes or mar a person. So the entire space of our culture has made it that way, where men are slightly like the head. And if you bring it back to the church, the Bible still stated that the man is supposed to be the head of the family.
So naturally, I just feel like if women want to make men, give them that opportunity. Learn to respect them. No matter how small, just know that this man is a man. Give him his respect. And if you do that, he will allow you to fly. But there shouldn't be any form of competition that, oh, because he's a man, I'm a woman. When you come with that drive, it kills everything. At the end of the day, you cannot do anything because it's all about the competition. And trust me, at the end of the day, I don't know, most times it will win. It's not a man's world, like they say, but I mean, like it's everybody's world. It depends on how you strategically place yourself, strategically or make problems become solutions.
Can I take you back to your previous statement?
Yeah.
You said when they place women in positions, they always deliver.
Yes.
What are your thoughts on the previous Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, Dr. Betta Edu, and Dezani Allison, that was the previous Minister of Petroleum? What are your thoughts on them? Did they deliver?
Okay, forgive me. In this matter, there's no perfection anywhere. So, there's something about a woman. Women are sort of, to say, extremists. So, we need to look for a way to strike a balance. So, it's very funny, and I'm so a little bit, taken aback with all that happened during that time. I know, some form of disappointment, but it's just it. You don't expect it, just like if you go back to the men's affair as well. So many men have failed in the past, right? So many women will fail. Women will keep failing, but we'll keep trying.
But you don't think that their experience or whatever happened while they were in those positions, yes, affected the other women or hindered other women from rising?
If anyone says that, then forgive me, also that person is myopic. Yes, because we are all human and we are all imperfect. Do you understand it? I mean, like, you just called few names, and I don't want to call names. There are men who had failed. If you come back to governance, I'm even saying, in fact, the younger guys are even disappointing us in government these days. But they failed too. Does it mean you're not going to give other younger people opportunity to become whatever they are meant to be? Or does it mean because these names you have actually mentioned did not make it, does it mean that there are no prospects in the future? I totally disagree with you. So anyone who thinks because everybody has every God-given right to be given an opportunity, and when they fail, you hold them responsible.
Okay. And are the women enjoying the support of Nigerian men?
From my own area, yes. In a subtle way, yes. In a subtle way. But like I said, Nigeria is still a democratic country. Election, it is by choice. People go out there and they vote, they cast their votes. And then they cast their votes for the men. Let the women rally around the women to make it happen for them.
This takes me to my next question.
Yes.
Women supporting women.
Yes.
There's this belief out there that women don't support women. And we have several examples. Women have come out to contest elections. We have Sarah Jibrin of PDP that kept on contesting primaries, trying to be president, but she never got any support. We have so many examples of women who have made those attempts, but they don't get support from women. So what are your thoughts on the issue of women supporting women?
You don't want to ask me that, because I've had my share experience as well. So women, there's this competition amongst us. It is natural. I always say natural because this is me saying things from the right or from, let me not sound over-righteous here, but I like to look at things very realistically. I mean, we women are not helping matters in this regard. Why I say this? When you go to offices, I'd rather go to an office and pray to meet a man than to meet a woman. Because when you go there, the woman will want to try to make things very difficult for you as against the man. However, it does not mean that there's no tendency for you to meet a man too that will become an obstacle. But we women, we should learn. I mean, like, thank God I'm having this platform to say this. We should learn to support each other and not your competition. The sky is so wide enough to occupy our dreams. I mean, to to allow everyone to be who they want to be. So there's this competition. If we can stop that rivalry, if you come, I mean, like just in our small organizations in church, go there, this woman is always trying to fight that woman down. Because of what?
How can we stop this rivalry?
Just look at yourself that you're sufficient enough. Because I feel like most times it's just, how like with it, inferiority complex. Because if I'm enough in myself by myself, I'm not saying, because there's a very, very thin line between self-absorption and that. But wisdom steps in. You know that you're enough, you're intelligent enough, you're smart enough, you're beautiful enough. So no one is carrying you. No one is trying to outshine your wing. We all are just trying to survive. So if you look at it from that angle, you just realize that, man, every woman is great in herself. So there's no competition, there's no rivalry. Just be yourself. I'm just saying to women, be yourself. But I'm saying that giving the opportunity where women, can strive, can be in the front line. Women, support them, irrespective of who they are. Now, because it's not all about that woman, it's about the entire women in the wild world.
I would like to ask, what, in your own opinion, could be the cultural barriers to women emancipation? What are the cultural barriers?
Okay. The same statement I made back, some few minutes ago, where the man is the head of the family. It is culturally, that's how it is. I'm showing your culture. The father is the king. In my culture, it's the same thing. So how do we manage this? It is not about this now, it's about how do you manage it. I've seen very smart women. In fact, I'm going to say this now, that most of the women who have much control over their husbands are the ones who allow their husbands feel like they're king. When you let your husband feel like there's no competition still, back to the same, no rivalry. Let him be who he want to be. I'm Christian, so taking it from that context, I know that the man is supposed to be the head of the family. So it is a cultural thing. So it's not about the emancipation of women now. It is about how do we manage it to get results. I'm just saying, be there subtly, respecting your man. Do not interject. Do not disrespect him in public. Your husband might be an illiterate, but he has that God-given ego. It doesn't matter who you are. If he's a billionaire, if you're a billionaire, your husband is a nobody. If you can give him that respect, you will still get a lot from him. So there's no cultural barrier. It is there already. I don't see it as a barrier. I just feel like women should capitalize on that. Re-strategize and get results from it. How? By letting your man feel like he's the God. And just be there to support him. While you're there, you're giving your opinions. You are influencing him. He will still come out to do the same thing you've actually asked him to do, but behind the scene. But now he's coming with your own ideas. So who is ruling? It's just like back in Nigeria. Most times you have figureheads, as not just Nigeria, in the world. People who are leaders, but the people who are really manipulating or people who are influencing them are behind the scene. So women should do that. Let's be behind the scene. I'm not saying that we should always be behind the scene, but if you are to be behind the scene, use that as an opportunity to make your voice heard by influencing this person who is supposed to be the front runner.
Thank you so much. Please strategize is the word. Thank you so much, Edward, Sandra, for finding time to be part of the show this morning. We've been talking with Edward Sandra, who is a communication strategist and also an entertainer and an event planner. We'll go on a quick break right now, and when we return, Daily Communion continues. Stay with us.
My name is Ignatius Kaigama, the Catholic Archbishop of Abuja. I am a very strong fan of the Catholic Television of Nigeria. I invite you to watch the Catholic Television of Nigeria, which is now on GoTV and online. Don't miss this great program produced by this great Catholic television.
Hi, Catholic TV fan. We are the Glamour Girls of St. Columbani Secondary School, Ikwen, Obatakara local government area, in Akwa Ibom State. There is no place like St. Columbani's, and there is no TV station like Catholic television. Stay connected.
You are watching CTV.
Hello there and welcome to this segment of the program in the Daily Communion. Our guest today is Lady Charity Ohaduga, Directress of Counseling and Liturgy, the Knights of St. John International, Nigeria. She's also a woman leader of Abia State Women in the Federal Capital Territory of Nigeria. She is also the Executive Partner, African Region, Women International Networking Conference, Switzerland. She's an immediate past president of the Catholic Women Organization of the Holy Trinity Catholic Church, Maitama. Lady Charity Ohaduga, I beg your pardon, will be talking about the role of women in Nigerian leadership. Madam, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me. Okay, I will begin by asking that from your portfolio, you have been involved in leadership both past and currently in the church and otherwise. How has it been? How long? How did you get to this level? What's the story?
Thank you very much. I'll say that leadership is something that is you bring from home, from the family. Leadership is subjective. Leadership depends on the people that are being led, depend on the political situation, economic situation, social situation, and the objective of a particular organization you are leading at the time. So all these are very, very subjective. For instance, I want to use the CW for example. In the CW, the Catholic Church says a Catholic woman that is 18 years and above it can be a member of the CW. Then in Knights of St. John, for instance, you have to be properly wedded in the church. You have to belong to a particular, be a member of the Catholic Women or Catholic Men Organization in the Catholic Church before you will be accepted as a member, and you will not be more than 70 years old. So the strategy you apply for leadership in different capacities depends on what that organization is out to achieve. For instance, in CW, we try as much as possible, because we have most of them, majority are people from all the pastoral areas. We need to empower them economically and spiritually. And then we work towards that. How do you empower them? You go to members of the church or outside the church, those who are not even Catholics, to solicit for funds with which you will empower members who need empowerment, members who need empowerment. So for a particular leadership role, it depends on the objective of the organization. That's what I would say at this time.
Okay. How did you prepare yourself for this?
Yes. For me, what I most times when I'm in a leadership position, I do a lot of self-sacrifice. I go out of my way, not within the rules and regulations. For instance, being president of my local women, Ohuhu women, Umuahia women in Abuja. I go to all the nooks and crannies of this city to see where they reside. And those residencies gives me an idea where they are coming from, what their situations are, what special needs they need at that time, empowerment in terms of economic, in terms of shelter, in terms of providing, helping them to get employment for their children, helping them to secure stores in the various markets in Abuja. So it depends on the people that are being laid at the time. For Night of St. John, for instance, if I'm leading their women, I have permanent secretaries, deputy wives of deputy governors. I am not there to tell them secure accommodation for them or something like that. I am there to make them support the church with their 3 T's: time, treasure, and talent.
Now, I would like to know, you're a married woman, a mother. What is the role of family in a woman's leadership in Nigerian society?
Yes. It's for some of us, we observed our parents do these things. These things were internalized, unspoken. Where you can, if they call you and say, how did your mother do this role as a CW president or as a president of a particular organization, you knew. Like in my house, every first Saturday, they will iron my white dress and my CW uniform and get it. They know. I don't need to say, have you done my, they know. They do it. So, for a girl child who grew up under that kind of tutelage, leadership, you would have, mommy wouldn't have told you that these are the, but you would have known how much interest your mommy attached to it. Punctuality, getting there, keeping their whatever is discussed at the meeting for those who need to know them, need to know, you know, all those kind of things prepares the child, because you have seen somebody who very close to you do it. So it just getting into it is not such a difficult task, because you already have an idea. You already know how these things are done. So it won't be a big issue for the girl child who already has come from a leadership background where these roles have been played by parents, and then to, you know, then she also has opportunity of asking questions, because she knows that where she's asking the question, she's going to get the right answer.
Yeah, but again, you're talking about the family. What's the role of spouse in encouraging or being a barrier to a woman who aspires to be in a leadership position?
Okay, it depends also. All these things I say is subjective and depends on the people who are concerned. For instance, my husband does not begin to make a fuse out of all these movements. Like this, for this interview, I got a short notice and I just ran with it. But in some cases, they will say, oh, why? The notice is short, so all those kind of things. So it depends on how you also want to manage the situation. If you know that your spouse will need a long notice, you too will tailor your own actions and movements to comply with that kind of long notice. If your spouse is always say, oh, darling, look, I have to go now. I have an interview in the Catholic television, and you say, okay, that's all right. So it depends. All these things depends. Even in the marriage, the way you manage the situations depends on who is concerned. Okay?
Yes.
Yeah. So some people, they won't mind. Some husbands as long as their food is ready. It's bye-bye until you come back. But if the food is not there, there's trouble. So you who is in a leadership role, you have to also make that sure that your family environment is okay. Manage the home groceries and everything. Make sure everything is in place. That while you are away, that the home front is also working.
Yes. Okay. So from what you have said now, you have to take good care of the home before you can aspire for leadership outside. And you are enjoying the support of your family.
Yes.
But I believe that you definitely had some barriers outside, externally. What were those hurdles you had to face outside, or in the journey to leadership? What were those hurdles you experienced?
Yes, because we are not, all the women are not the same. People are coming to the organization with different challenges. For instance, in the CW, there are women who had gotten married, and they are at the level of trying to achieve conception. There are some who they are educated, they don't have employment. There are different challenges. So all these challenges has to be mopped up together, and then you address it. Like this week, CW, there's a place in Abuja that we went to say, please, so we have our women who are this and that, if anybody can be able to assist them. We go as far as that to assist them. We have medical doctors in our midst. We direct those who are trying to achieve pregnancy to go to those doctors who are part of us. Because in the CW, we have people coming from all walks of life. So if you are somebody also who wants to improve your lot, you can also use the women within the group to improve yourself. You don't need to go too far. Everything you need, you will find in CW. You will find in the Night of St. John, because it's the same people that you see in church that you see in the government offices, in very important positions in society.
Beyond the CAW, the Knights of St. John, or other religious organization, are there other agencies or NGOs that help to form girls for leadership position, or do you have anyone like that?
Yes, I just like in my profile, the Women International Networking Conference. It's an international NGO based in Switzerland that I have worked with for over 25 years now. I've worked with them. From here, I have taken some, in fact, one of your staff here has benefited from that, has gone to Switzerland, for instance, to stay for 2 weeks to understudy how they organize this conference, because every year when we organize that conference, we have about 1,000 women seated. So she benefited from going to those who are planning the conference, to stay with them for 2 weeks before the conference started. And that has helped her. Now in Nigeria here, she organizes conferences. She even is one of your correspondents here. So we have other women who are in media. For instance, there's another woman in media who traveled with us to go to Rome for one of our conferences, and somehow she just got there. The media, the international media, just captured her, gave her a very beautiful interview, and she was so blown out. She has never traveled before. And the first time she traveled, we traveled to India, we traveled to Japan, we traveled to some places in UK, Manchester, and all that. Where there is a girl child here who traveled with us to go to New Delhi. When we had that conference, She didn't know she was the only one sitting with about 10 professors from the University of New Delhi, and they didn't tell her. So when the conference broke into groups, they asked her to make the presentation. So after that, I told her, did you know that these people you made presentations with, they're all professors in the university. They even begged her to come to New Delhi and study, and she said no, she wants to go and get married. So that's why she missed that opportunity. So we have traveled, taking some women from here to go and meet their people, the same people who are in the same profession with them. They interact, they exchange views, and that has helped a lot of them. I have taken many of them. We also have had this conference, WIN conference. We have had it here 2 times in Nigeria at Sheraton Hotel, and many women benefited from them. I remember there is a girl that came to that conference. That year she came to that conference, she had no idea of how to publish her books, but as we speak, Moji has written 10 books after that conference. From what there are people in ICT, women in agriculture, women in mining coming to the conference. So it's a lot of exposure for the women. But what I always advocate is that when you come, you learn and unlearn, learn and unlearn. There's always an opportunity for you to learn and unlearn. So when you come with an open mind and be intentional of what you want to achieve. And at the end of the day, I don't think any of them will have any regrets.
Okay.
What will you say? I would like to look at the leadership position of women in Nigeria. Do you think the women that have had those opportunities have been outstanding, or do you think there are still cultural barriers that is impeding women to shine in those positions?
Thank you very much. I think what the way I want to look at it is that you must tell yourself that I can do it. I can do it. Be proactive about it, and know, because every point in life there is challenge. So it's not because of challenge that you will not perform. For instance, I was saying I attended a Miss school, and I was beating men in my class. I was coming first, second in my class. So now when we now finish, we have gone to university and come into the society, why should you begin to feel that the man is better than you or the woman is better than you? You know your capacity, and I mean, there's no how anybody will come and be saying that because he's a woman. Because what I will advise women is preparation for leadership position. Prepare yourself for leadership position.
How do you prepare yourself?
Just like for instance, there's a conference in Abuja. I don't know, they say African something conference. You can go there. Don't wait for anybody to sponsor you. Make an effort and say every year I want to sponsor myself to this. You prepare yourself. You will not feel complex about the gender, because these are people even from primary school, even from block rosary, is the boy and the girl, is the girl and the boy. So why now that we are adults we are talking about and I know that the man is not superior to me because I attended the Miss school and I know I was beating men in class. So academically, yes, okay. I was beating them in class. So I cannot now come and begin to say because he's a man. No, I don't feel like that. So it depends. All these things I'm talking about, it depends where you're coming from. What is making you feel that the man is better than you or something like that? In politics, the women are more in number, but what is their capacity? The number is good, but the capacity is not there. That is the challenge. Number of women, good. The number is impressive. But the capacity of that number.
Among the senators, we just have 4 senators in Nigeria. And you think the number is good?
No, I mean, when you come to women, like for instance in politics, women are coming to rally, their number is there, their number is, but capacity is not there. Most times capacity is not there. How many women in Nigeria are educated compared to the number? You understand? How many are educated? Is that education just like now I tell the young girls, don't talk about going to sit in an office, you want to be work in an office. At the end of the day, you would have done 35 years, you have not used your capacity. You are just going to an office where somebody will say, write me a letter, and you say, I'm directed to write this letter. I have been requested to write this letter. You don't sit. Sometimes you need to sit and look at yourself and, you know, all that is in you that you need to unleash and achieve results. You have not done it because you are sitting in a situation where you want to wait for somebody to direct you. You cannot take initiative. You cannot take actions on your own.
Well, we've had outstanding women in Nigeria, people like Dora Akunyili, Okonjo-Iweala, and so on and so forth, in every sphere of life. And women are still complaining they are not given enough space in Nigeria to perform. Why are these women outstanding? What can the young girl at home watching us pick from the qualities of these women? Or simply put, what are the qualities of a woman that have tendency to shine tomorrow?
Thank you very much. Last week or so, Arise Television gave award to 65 outstanding Nigerian women. If in politics they are not able to make it, it's not because they are not, they don't have the ability. Maybe because of the structure or the way the whole arena is, they are not able to excel. But come and look at what happened. 65 outstanding women, and as they say they are outstanding women, they are outstanding women. Read their profiles. So you can, it doesn't mean that unless you go and sit in this National Assembly. Look at this woman that is doing Emzor Pharmaceutical. Many of them, look at the Alakija, look at, are they not Nigerian women? Outstanding, doing big things, you know. So it's not about whether the person is in Senate or is in the National Assembly, those two places. What about other places?
Wherever you find yourself.
Wherever, dominate it.
That's good.
Wherever you are, dominate it. Even as a housewife, let people enter your house and see everywhere sparkling, and you know, they will say, oh, this woman, she stop. That's I believe that everywhere any woman is, dominate it.
That's right.
Something as simple as being a housewife. Let people enter your kitchen, let people enter your, and they say, oh, this is, you know, it doesn't, there's a lot to be done.
Okay. Our time is fast spent, but in 30 seconds, I want you to just talk to the Nigerian woman, talk to the Nigerian girl child, tell them what you expect from them as they prepare to be leaders.
What I expect from them is they should prepare themselves. Study, read books, read biographies of successful men and women, and know how they started. Businesses that have become talk of the day now, how did they start? Look at KFC. The man was 65 years old before he started KFC. There's a lot of stories that young people should read. Read biographies of young of Nigerians or people who are not Nigerians, how they started. And then that will spur you to work harder and know that one day you will hit the top.
Well, we have come to the end of this segment of the program on Daily Communion. You still stand by, hold on, we're coming back with other programs lined up in this episode. From Joy.
We'll go on a quick break right now, and when we return, it will be time for Daily Communion to still continue. Stay with us.
The mothers, the young mothers, the ones that are yet to become mothers in the journey of motherhood. We are all managers.
A mother is that woman who is a caregiver, who is a nurse, who is a cook in the house, who works hard to make sure that the children are well taken care of. You know, a mother is everything in the world.
As mothers, we have the duty of helping to adjust all the wrongs in our society today. It is a big role to be a mother when you have children that you raise up with the fear of God. They are a positive influence in the society. Basically, in our clients here, they feel that women, mothers, basically should not be seen. They shouldn't even be heard. So that's a problem nationwide.
We manage ourselves, we manage our husbands, we manage our children, we manage our families, we manage the church.
A hopeful woman works and works in faith, Hebrew 11:1-6. And so we are women that walk in faith, and with faith in God, we always succeed. Just as our salutation is, through Mary our mother, we succeed.
Come to the end of this episode of the program. We would like to thank you for staying glued to this channel, Catholic Television of Nigeria, reaching you live from Abuja. We so appreciate it. I would like you to give us your feedback about the program on our social media handle that is being displayed on your screen. And with me here saying goodbye is
Joy Ugben. Goodbye from me, and of course we'll see you tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Join us.